to the RETAY Nation Podcast. Join along with our team at RETAY as we bring you interviews, stories, and reviews from members of our growing community right to your ears. Whether it's in the blind, truck, or at home, we hope you enjoy the show. This is the RETAY Nation Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of the RETAY Nation Podcast. Sitting here with Michael, and we're sitting at my bar in my basement. And give you the quick tour for those who are watching. This Mallard here, it's a great story. This is a really good story. This Mallard got...
We got to stop telling people where we're at.
I'll tell them.
This is the RETAY studio, man.
Oh, RETAY studio? Well, RETAY studio, my bar. So this Mallard here, okay.
You kill me, Smalls.
Yeah. I was 6 years old. My uncle pulled me out of kindergarten, and that was kind of his thing. He would pull me out to go mushroom picking or hunting or fishing. So he pulled me out of kindergarten this day, and we were going to go for a walk in the woods. And we crept up to this pond. I had a BB gun. He had his shotgun. I think we were turkey hunting, right, in fall. This is fall. And there's this pond up here, and he's like, oh, look, there's some ducks in this pond. So we sneak up and crawl to this pond, and we both pop up, right? I got my BB gun. My eyes are closed. And I shoot. Boom. You know, he shoots, and I open my eyes, and there's this mallard on the pond. He goes, you got him. And I'll drop a picture. I think I have a picture. I thought I shot this duck because there was a single BB in his beak, and it was bleeding. And he's like, oh, you shot it in the beak, and it drowned. That's what he told me, right? So I was, as the proudest 6-year-old you've ever seen.
Sure. Took
a bunch of pictures, and I think for a gift, he got it mounted for me. So that mallard is, I'm 31, so 24 years old, or 25 years old. So I'm very, very proud of that duck. There's a lot of good memories with that. And it's in pretty good shape, to be honest.
Thanks, Unc.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out Uncle Perry on that. So I definitely had to tell the story on the mallard there. But I'm excited for this podcast. I would say the last couple podcasts, Mike, I've been kind of like, I haven't really hunted. I've only hunted one time in September, which is very rare for me. But it's Southern Duck Opener this upcoming weekend in Wisconsin, and that's the lower half of the state, and I'm definitely hunting this Saturday. And yesterday I pulled some of my diver decoys out, my long line, just kind of seeing what needs anchors, what needs a new line on it. I got to build some new anchors and stuff, and been working on a cool little side project that I want to talk about later in the podcast.
Side projects are always
good. But
yeah,
I
don't know if we're going to get much talking in because our guest is
waiting. I'm sure.
Well, he's long-winded.
Yes.
Which is a great thing.
Yes.
Because he is like wicked smart dude.
Knowledgeable about what we're going to go into today.
Yeah, but he's just like, I don't know, like mad scientist.
Mad scientist vibe.
Yeah, dude.
I would agree.
But he's not mad, but he's like crazy, wicked smart, and is always like
maybe nerdy,
like
duck nerdy.
Duck nerd.
Yeah, duck nerd. I like duck nerd.
Yeah. Thinking of innovation, staying ahead of the curve, really getting in tune with what triggers these waterfowl creatures
to do it dirty.
We
have George Parker from Bluebird Waterfowl today, and we're here to announce the winner of the Argentina Dove Hunt Giveaway. So we're going to pull the names for that. We have a whole bunch of prizes, RETAY shotguns, ammo, hella dry gear, you name it. And,
Zero Tech Optics.
We
got a case of Kent. So it's
lots of good stuff. So we're going to draw the names for that in the podcast. So those of you guys who signed up, and thank you for that. But also George and his company has recently come out with new wings for Mojos, Lucky Ducks, spinning wing decoys. And he's got a lot of science behind these wings. And I talked to him for about an hour last week because I wanted to finally hear, I'd seen the posts on it and wanted to learn more about it. And I'm like, hey, hold on. Save it for the podcast because he was getting in on it. Just the 10 minutes that he was talking about this, you guys definitely want to listen to this podcast because truly innovational and scientific to have birds commit into your spreads. And all of us have had issues with spinning wings. You know, the sun comes up, they start flaring, this or that. You either got to run 10 of them or 0. At least run by us sometimes, you know. Educated birds, new birds.
And that's just it. He
there's
gets
so many different factors.
Right. He's going to get into like young birds on spinners. And I am anti-spinner. I hate running spinners because they see them. And I listened to George on a podcast like about a few weeks back.
Yeah. And
yes, we all know they're educated from Canada all the way down to, you know,
Louisiana.
And they're just, I don't believe in them, you know, but with the animator, the sound and what he's done with the wings, you know, and I'll let him get into that stuff. It's innovation. Innovate or die is what I always say.
Right. It was time. It was due, right? It was kind of the same format for how many years have spinning wings been around? 25, 20?
And guys get mad like, oh, you know, they flared and, you know, we got to change this, we got to change that. And I'm like, man, it's the spinners, pull the spinners, put them behind us, put them to the side, you know, let's do something
different. Drop them, lower them down, turn them on and off. I mean, there's so many.
Right.
Yeah. Us, the mad scientists, the FDM of fear of decoy misplacement. Us guys start thinking about this stuff and there's so many different aspects. But we're going to call George, so you guys stay tuned. Hey, you guys, welcome back to the RETAY Nation Podcast, and we got George Parker on the other line, and George is in a boat. What's happening, George?
Hey, what's up, guys?
You're doing a little fishing, right? You're in Arizona?
Yes, pre-fishing for the U.S. Open. So I say that like I've done this before, but I haven't. This is my first opportunity to fish the AAA side of a professional tournament. I'm out here right now with my good buddy John. He suggested I try it out, and talked to my wife, and she's, well, you know, you have to do it. And I said, well, you don't got to tell me 3 times. So here I am on a boat at Lake Mojave right now, pre-fishing for the U.S. Open.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, good luck.
I was saying, we were talking about doing this podcast. You're like, dude, I think I'm going to be in a boat. I'm like, dude, that's authentic. You're fishing and doing a podcast, right? That's the real deal.
At first,
you're gonna know when I hook one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dude, I'm all about that. I'm hoping you hook into one during this.
At first, there you said U.S. Open. I'm like, he's golfing in a boat. Like, what's going on here?
He's he's golfing. Yeah.
There's definitely a few different U.S. Opens around the country. Yeah, no, this one's put on by Western Outdoor News. It's mostly a West Coast bass circuit. So I know they fish Lake Mead, they fish Clear Lake, Lake Mojave, and I think a few others around the West Coast. So.
Awesome.
But I tell you what, I've never been more intimidated. I'm on a very nice boat right now with my friend John, who's a pro here fishing this tournament, and watching all these other beautiful boats drive around, and some of the best athletes in the outdoor industry, arguably some of the best athletes in the outdoor industry around you, and you're supposed to beat them. It's definitely a different vibe.
Well, you know, George, I think this kind of leads in a little bit to what you do for a living and what you've done with, Bluebird. I think that competition and that drive to try to be the best is basically what pushed you into innovating, right?
You know, it's an interesting take on it. I wouldn't say that I had a drive to be the best. My brother's like that, so much so that I find myself kind of relaxing a bit more than most of my family. Yeah. But the animator, it kind of came about after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, for just I think a lot of people's lives changed during that time. Some in terrible ways, but some in really positive ways, and they were able to find themselves or find their hobbies, or to be able to take a moment and step back and really enjoy life instead of the day-to-day grind. And that's kind of what happened to me. I was struggling a bit during the pandemic. I needed an escape, and God kind of popped this idea into my head, and all I can say is it happened to me. I didn't plan it for sure.
Well, let's give everyone just a quick breakdown for those of you who don't know about the Animator or haven't heard about it yet. I think I told you the first time I talked to you, George, is I kind of been watching it through social media. I don't know how I found it originally, but like throughout the years, and now we actually, know each other. It's been cool to watch it kind of evolve and like the marketing and everything behind it. But let's give everyone a quick background who doesn't know what the Animator is.
Yeah. So, the Animator used to be called the Cheater. Is a spinning wing decoy conversion kit. So essentially it clips onto your spinning wing decoy and allows it to emulate the water sound that's made when wings hit the water.
Yep.
The reason it was called the Cheater is because I hunt in California, and in the first couple months of the season, we're not allowed to use spinning wing decoys. Okay. So, but the wings are the only thing that make that important. If you have power decoys, it's completely legal. Pulsators, butt ripplers, uppers, downers, screamer shakers, whatever you want to call them, are all legal, but wings aren't. So I started thinking to myself, how can we utilize this duck-shaped motor to move water? And that's kind of how the Animator happened.
Wow.
It clips in between the body of the decoy and the wings, so you can use it wingless or you can use it with the wings, and it has a fully adjustable plate height. So it's kind of like a fully formed zip tie, right? Like people that are like, oh, well, all you need to use is a zip tie. I would challenge you to try an Animator and say that they're comparable in any way, because our products, injected nylon, polypropylene, hollow carbon fiber. I mean, it's the real deal, fully adjustable, easy to use, and it's extremely effective.
Right. And like you said, I think it's that innovation of like, and I didn't realize that you guys could not use wings, especially like just the wing part on your guys' decoys. And so you said that's the first month or so of your guys' season?
I think so. The season's open up first weekend in October in Northern California. Down where I'm at, I think it's like the third week in October. But up until December 1st, you're not allowed to use spinning wing decoys.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, we got Michael sitting next to us, and before we got on this podcast, Michael is anti-spinner, right? So we were kind of chit-chatting about, as even I would say compared to Michael, I'm new to the sport, quote unquote. I've been new to the sport. I've been waterfowling for probably, I'm 30. I've been doing it for probably 12 years now. And just in those 12 years, I've seen how birds have changed their reaction.
Right. Yep.
I remember the first year or two, it was like, oh, this is easy. I had one and just shot every bird that came into it. Yeah. And then I got to get another one. And then I had to get another one, and had another one, and then I'd tell friends to get more. Yeah. And I've hunted sometimes with 8 to 10 of them. Yeah. And that seems like if you don't hunt with at least 4 or 5, it's not going to work. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny to me that, it's not until we're in our 30s that we realize that 12 years isn't really that long.
Yeah, right.
I kind of say the same thing. I've only been hunting since 2009. So what is that? That's 16 years. So we are relatively new, and the reason for that is that in my life in particular, I was introduced to fishing, and none of my family members hunted waterfowl, but a lot of folks that are going to listen to this, and a lot of folks who hunt with my product, have been waterfowl hunting their entire lives. Their grandpas did it, their parents did it, and now they do it. So yeah, I can respect the fact that you say you're relatively new to hunting, because I think that you and I both are relatively new to hunting.
Yeah, I think it's important for sometimes people to be honest about that too. I think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the industry if people try to be experts and they maybe don't. Maybe not an expert. They don't have the experience compared to other people, and they try to talk over them and say they have all this. And I'll come right out and say, like, compared to Michael and you, I have less experience out there.
But you learn every time you go out.
100%.
You're not a guru every time you walk out in a field or in a pond or a bottom. You're just not.
Well, and you learn more from your failures, those hunts where you flared birds or you weren't in the right spot, than the hunts where you smash them.
Right. And when you get into something where we have innovation.
Yes.
Right. Like I said before, innovate or die. And what George has done here is brought innovation, and he keeps bringing innovation. Right. To our industry, and that's what we need in our industry.
It drives it, because it was a little stagnant. There's certain things that come out every once in a while that, like, oh, hey, a little jump in the innovation, and the Animator was something that I had never seen before. I was like, boom, this is finally something.
This makes sense because there's science behind this, and it makes sense. And when you understand it, it's like, okay, and I think it's fantastic, George, so there's your opening.
I appreciate that. Yeah, to be completely honest with you guys, I kind of have to step back occasionally and realize what's actually going on in my life with this project, because I've seen, as I've progressed through, trying to invent other products or working through other ideas that I think might work, I've stumbled into project after project after project of really cool waterfowl devices that just never did anything and it never went anywhere. And it's a spooky feeling as an innovator to think that you can miss and spend a lot of money missing, trying to bring something to the community that just never catches on.
Right.
And the Animator, it's just bigger than me. It really is. Yeah. Utilizing the sound of water to attract and finish ducks is arguably the most powerful new way to finish waterfowl. And it's such a huge deal that a lot of times I find myself, when I'm by myself, I'll sit back and go, respect. I speak French. I don't know if you guys speak French, but I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. Like what did I do? What is actually happening here? Because this isn't just, it's not just a gimmick. It's not just a something that you can use if you want to. I argue that everybody is going to have to use water sound in the next 10 years, or you're not going to be killing ducks.
Right. Right.
And what
it's just that powerful, they're going to, the ducks already know if it's silent, there's danger. They know that. 100%. That's why we deal with flying birds. That's why we deal with scared birds, and water motion devices overall in the outdoor industry have become a huge, huge asset to hunters. Full body motion is where these guys are going. Yes. That's where all the big companies are going. And it's for a reason. It's because there's been a major shift. So someone might have heard me just say that statement, water sound, and I'm not going to kill ducks in 10 years without it. Well, you might not kill ducks in 5 years without water motion if you don't have wind.
That's right.
I mean, it's just, things change. And we've been on this earth a relatively short amount of time if you look at the whole scope of things. So,
and they're getting smarter. They're getting smart fast. Right.
That's exactly right. And it's because the birds that survive their first year don't forget. People call them veteran birds, and it's for a reason. It's because they know already what's up. Right. A lot of birds are killed early in the season, and a lot of fresh pushes from Canada are killed because they're young birds. Right. And we're helping people finish veteran birds like they never have before. And I can't help but feel like really special that I was given the opportunity to be a part of it.
Well, I think two things quick I wanted to talk about here is like you said, without wind. I mean, I was just talking to a friend last night about, hey, what's the plan for this season? What areas do we want to hunt that we haven't hunted in the past? And it's like, there's only X amount of days where you have those nasty days, the weather. Let's just say on a weekend, your average weekend warrior, a guy who has a full-time job, he can hunt X amount of weekends during duck season. Duck season is a very short season compared to like bow hunting, deer, or this or that, small game. So you only have, let's just call it 5 to 6 days if you're a weekend warrior. And let's just say where the weather's good, you have, high winds, nasty weather. But there's other days where you still want to hunt. You're passionate about the sport where you have bluebird skies, no wind. And to a waterfowler, those aren't great days. But you still want to hunt. It depends, right? Depends where you are. If you're hunting pressured birds or not.
I like bluebird.
But
bluebird days and wind.
But right now, this weekend, the forecast for our duck opener is 80 degrees and 5 mile per hour winds.
80 degrees, try 87.
Yeah, so not ideal conditions. I'm still going. Yeah. So what can I do to, still make me somewhat successful to put me over the edge? And it's these little things that, when the conditions aren't ideal, that can make you more successful.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really what this product is about. It's about those days that aren't windy, but more importantly, it's about the days that are supposed to be windy.
Right. How many are of those days? Right. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, you got the weatherman saying, hey, 30 knots from the west, and you're like, cool, I'm going to bring, 3 dozen decoys, I'm going to, bring a couple of spinners, and I'm leaving all my motion at home because I'm not going to need it. And 11 a.m. comes around, and it's sheet glass, and you're scratching your head going, Is my wife okay with me hunting all day, or like, do I need to go home now? Right? So the Animator is an option weighing only 2 ounces that you can just throw in your backpack and bring it with you. So on those days where you're not planning on using all that motion, you just clip this thing on and you're off to the races.
Right.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt you quick. We're going to draw our first winner of the Argentina Dove Hunt Giveaway. And this person is going
what are they going to win?
He's going to win the Hella Dry package.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the first winner is going to be, I'm going to draw one on this one. Here we go.
We should have a drum roll. Perfect.
First winner is Daniel Bauer, and he's from Tennessee. So, Daniel, if you're listening to the podcast, you're probably not.
Congrats.
Congrats. We'll send you an email. And congrats on your Hella Dry package. And we're going to be drawing a bunch more prizes, so definitely keep listening to the podcast. But back before I interrupt you, we're talking about sheet glass days.
Yeah, add that drum roll in post.
There you go. Yeah,
Hunter's got a little daughter that's just going to be 2, so he's used to doing that. That's perfect. Perfect.
Right on. I mean, I think that water motion is what most hunters in the last 3 decades have been indoctrinated to think is the end-all be-all. If I have wind, I don't need water motion. If I don't have wind, I need water motion. And those statements are true.
Yeah.
And no one's ever talked about what the birds haven't heard before. All they're wondering is what they haven't seen yet. So when it comes to unique water motion, it's like, product after product after product coming out, and that's where you kind of see that monotonous redundancies across the industry where, we stumbled into a technique. Utilization of a completely different thing that makes perfect sense. Why haven't we been using water sound to attract and finish waterfowl when we use natural sounds to attract and finish animals in every other outdoor sport? You got rattling antlers for deer. You've got scratching the ground with a rake for turkey. You've got everything out there that makes it sound like there's natural animal activities in an area that are not considered vocal calls. But for decades, all we've had are vocal calls for ducks. And it's a huge asset to have a natural sound calling device to attract and finish waterfowl. And I think that's where we filled a void that we didn't intend to, but we've got it covered like a lead blanket with patents now. So we're excited to be the leaders in this particular space.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
That's not easy. That's a lot of money and time. So congratulations on that.
Yeah. So
awesome.
let's tell the listeners what the Animator mimics on the water and the different type of settings and adjustments there are.
Sure. So, actually, it's funny you said that because just this last week, a guy goes, hey, I mean this in the most respectful way. I've duck hunted a long time, and I've never heard a duck's feet splash the water and make that sound. And he goes, am I missing something? And I was like,
buddy.
I mean, you're on the wrong part of the body, for one. And the sound that this thing emulates and mimics is the wings in the water sound, which is a known sound to waterfowl.
Yeah.
Fighting, feeding, bathing, mating birds. They hear it all the way down the flyway.
Yep.
But every spot they stop down the flyway for thousands of miles, they hear some ducks making some of these sounds, except for one place a duck will never hear wings on the water is when there's hunters nearby. And we like to use the example of, when you go to pick up your decoys at the end of the day and you're trudging out through the middle of the water and these birds want to come and start working over your head, your buddy's yelling at you like, hey, stay
every
down,
time.
Right. And everybody laughs about it, but nobody's ever really thought about why it's happened to every single hunter.
Right.
We've been hiding in the bushes for 10 hours with paint on our face waiting for birds, and they want to work while you're standing in the middle of your spread.
Make a noise.
And that's
Movement.
where I wanted to study about why. Why does that work? Why does this thing actually, how is it effective? And so I did a bunch of research on water sound and the types of sound waves that it puts out and the harmonics that splashing water makes. And then I studied duck hearing and how ducks hear, which isn't that impressive, by the way. There's nothing to share on that. They're extremely good listeners. They don't have an audio range that would prevent them from hearing anything. They hear everything. But water, when splashed, does put out an ultra low frequency water harmonic that is not made when water is still. It has to be splashed to make it. So that's when I figured out, Terry Denman talked about an ocular trigger with the spinning wing decoy. That's why it was so effective. It was a scientific attraction to the spinner with the black and white wing. What we're dealing with now is an audio trigger. It's a sound that the birds know means safety, because they'll never hear it when there's hunters around.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm going to interrupt you real quick again, and we're going to draw the next winner for the Argentina Dove Hunt Giveaway. This person's going to win a case of Kent Steel Dove Loads. And the winner is Madeline Barnett. And Madeline's from Tampa, Florida, it says here. So congratulations, Madeline. We will be sending you an email and contacting you on your Kent Steel Dove Loads.
Nice.
Hey, congratulations. Heck yeah. I'm excited for it.
That's awesome.
All right. So, Bat, you're saying, Ocular, right? Ocular was the original, and now we're doing audio, right? And like you said, for years, forever, it was just calling vocals. But yeah, like you said, and I shout out to the guy that was very honest and said, I've never heard that sound before. Well, probably because he hasn't finished ducks or watched ducks. And what I was going to ask you earlier is in inventing this animator, did you ever spend time at a park just to listen to ducks? I know you've probably heard it hunting and stuff, but once in a while, if I'm really bored, I'll go to a park and listen to ducks call or geese call to kind of to get as realistic as you can. And you hear all these other sounds that you don't hear besides the hail call or just a quack, right? All these other little things that can make you think.
I never particularly meant to make this thing the way it works.
Yeah.
What I was trying to do is make ripples with the mojo. It wasn't until I was talking to my friend on the phone when I first invented it. I was trying to show him on a Facebook Messenger what I had invented, and he goes, dude, that sounds like a duck in the water. And I'm like, what sounds do duck make in the water? And then my jaw dropped, and I'm like, holy smokes. It sounds exactly like when they clap their wings in the water.
Yeah.
And, so much so, guys, that when I first made it, the sound I knew wasn't going to be important for a lot of hunters. It might actually deter people from trying it out. So I made a silent plate accessory for the kit to give people the option of removing the sound in totality. But now that we know how powerful this sound is, not only do we have a methodology patent that's been accepted by the patent office, but we basically don't even sell the silent plates anymore. We'll give them out for free if guys want them, but the sound aspect of it, like I said, it happened to me. It wasn't something I planned, and I definitely didn't listen to ducks in an attempt to mimic that sound.
Right. Well, that's super interesting.
That's how the best things come together, though, right?
Accidentally?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Antibiotics, penicillin, mold.
Yeah.
Right.
And I watch you eat mold all the time.
Yeah.
So
I'm a hungry guy.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a blessing in disguise. And now that it's here, it's my job to take care of it, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that people learn how to use it, they understand how to use it, and, being there for them when they need help. So that's really what I've put most of my company's energy to now is education and customer service, staying around and staying active, being present for folks who have an interest in learning how to use it. And it's been super rewarding. One of my favorite things to do is these guys that are like, zip ties do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, guy. So I'll message them privately, and I'm like, let me send you one. But you do me a favor. When you eventually find out that it's extremely more effective than a zip tie, I want you to go on and make the same comment.
Yep.
And give people your honest opinion of what this thing does. And those folks have come back time after time and said, I'm eating my words. This thing is different and it works. So I've just been so fortunate to have stumbled into a tech that's been so effective for so many hunters. It baffles my mind to this day.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to interrupt quick, and then we're going to draw another winner. This person's going to win a $250 guns.com gift card.
Oh, that's nice.
The winner is Dylan Berger. He's from Massillon, Ohio. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Congrats, Dylan. You won yourself a $250 guns.com gift card.
There you go. Yeah, right
You can use that buying a new RETAY Ace.
Oh, there you go. I was going to ask you that. Do you sell RETAY shotguns on gunbroker.com or guns.com?
Yep. Yeah, we sell them on guns.com. There's a bunch of dealers out there that sell our product, and it's going pretty well. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, they're a great partner of ours. So.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So you guys have come a long way too, you know, like hats off to you for all you guys have done too. I think you're giving away a couple guns in this giveaway, aren't you?
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 3 more to go, and then someone's going to start winning a RETAY gun.
Oh boy.
Right on.
Oh boy.
I forgot to put my name in the drawing.
Oh darn. Oh,
shoot. Well, you win a hug from Hunter and I. How's that, George?
Big old bear hug.
I love it.
Well, let's just draw another one, right? Should we just draw another one?
Let's get crazy
here.
here.
Okay, let's draw another one. This
Let's
person
do it.
is going to win the Pattern Pros package.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Pattern Pros is cool. That's a really cool concept. It's another one of those things that I think kind of really broke the industry open.
Yes, absolutely. And they're innovating too. They're doing choke tube packages now. They're going to do rifle packages. So it's going to be awesome. You know, those guys are on top of it. Hunter.
Winner, Mike Burnside. Mike is from Talala, Oklahoma.
Hey, Mike, congratulations.
You got Burger and Burnside. All right.
Yeah,
Got the bees going.
Very nice.
Hey, speaking of bees, what's your favorite shot size for ducks, George? For ducks.
You know, I started. First off, it depends on what duck I'm hunting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So for bigger ducks, I like a size 2. You know, sometimes I'll go to a 3 depending on how close I'm expecting them to be in my spread. But I was out one day and I realized I unintentionally bought some 6s, and that's all I had.
Yeah.
And I was out hunting solo. And I had an amazing day hunting 6s. And so I've kind of changed my mentality a bit to blended shells.
Okay,
so,
like a stack.
I like the stacks. I know Migra kind of initiated that whole stacking principle as far as I know. But Kent, I think, is doing stacks now too. And, there's some really cool ammunitions that are being made out there by all of these innovators. But yeah, I would say my favorite duck ammunition is probably a 2-4 blend.
Okay. Yeah, I think that probably covers most of the sizes of birds, right? Yeah. Mike, how about you?
Ooh.
It's a tough question.
It's not a tough question. Number 3s all day long. Everything.
Okay.
Everything. If I'm in a hole and it's pretty tight, I'm going to shoot 6s. Period. Heavy shot. Number 6. Done deal.
Heavy shot number 6?
Okay. Yep. Original heavy shot.
Well, let's pull the next winner. This winner is going to win the $300 Frog Togs gift card.
Ooh, Frog Togs.
And the winner is Doug Sanderson.
All right, Doug.
Doug is from Muskegon, Michigan.
Double B and a D.
There we go.
It's funny because I was just looking at my Frog Togs the other day. That I've had for, God, it must be almost 20 years, maybe 15 years now.
Yeah.
The original bibs that they came out with, and I got them packed up here on this trip. They're super lightweight. They're still waterproof after being in and out of the washing machine. I don't know what they're made of, dude. It feels like
frog
paper.
skin, actual frog skin.
Yeah, a lot of frogs.
They have to butcher 500 bullfrogs to get one suit.
Oh, they're going to sue you. I don't think that's true.
Hey, it sounds good, though. That's marketing.
Yeah, but
I like it.
we get all the frog meat then,
Yeah, I love frog legs.
Yeah,
have you had frog legs, George?
I have had frog legs in Louisiana, and I'll be honest, man, I think I'm a little too West Coast white boy for that. I did not enjoy
Poor man
sushi, dude. Yeah.
Well, next winner, I'm going to draw the winner of the Zero Tech Thrive 8x42 binoculars. Drum roll, Michael. Winner is Jeremy Miller. And Jeremy is from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Congrats, Jeremy.
Right on.
Sorry about my Wisconsin accent. Colorado.
Colorado.
Go get some decoys.
So, George, let's talk about these new wings, right? So, for a long time, it was just the Animator, just making the water sound, making the motion on the water.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've just launched a bunch of new types of wings for spinning wing decoys. And let me just put this out there, too. The Animator can fit just about every brand spinning wing decoy, right? If you want to list those off.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we make them for Lucky Duck, Mojo, Elite Series Standard, Mojo Kings, the Mojo Baby Series, and we make them for the AVNX Power Flight and the AVNX Teal. There are a number of different decoys within those brands that probably total up to like 50. So, you know, it's a lot of decoys. There's a very good chance if you own a spinning wing decoy, we have a set of wings that's designed to fit it, for sure.
Is there a certain spinning wing decoy that works best for it?
Oh, that's a loaded question. You know, I've tilted my hat to anything with lithium batteries, to be honest. Yep. You know, I think it's important that we use, you know, now that we're moving water and spinning larger wings with our decoys, it's important to realize that those things are going to take more power. Just like a pulsator or a butt rippler, you're going to want to recharge every night to make sure you've got a fresh battery. And, you know, anything with lithium. So the lithium batteries in the 3 different types of models are going to be the Mojo King Mallard, the AVNX Power Flight Mallard, and the Lucky Duck XHDI are going to be the 3 top.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. And then, like you said, basically the lithium. Well, I think lithium is important not only for the durability, the longevity of the battery, but cold weather.
Yep. Cold weather.
Yep. Yeah. You know, lithiums get a little weird in super cold weather. Just so you guys know, I learned that the hard way. You know, when you get into sub-zero temperatures, the lithiums are going to lose their power. So when you're utilizing lithium batteries in a very, very cold environment, which y'all are used to up in that part of the country, it's important to keep your spare battery warm.
Yep.
Don't leave it set in a box, you know, put it in a jacket pocket or put it somewhere where, you know, it's going to be able to have some protection from that extreme cold. But yeah, no, lithium batteries definitely the way to go.
Let's draw another winner.
Winner.
This person's going to win a Gordian. RETAY Gordian shotgun. Drum roll, Michael. The winner of the RETAY Gordian is Philip Lawrence, and Philip's from Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, Philip, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations, Philip. Now, I think I held the Ace shotgun, which is, by the way, an amazing shotgun. I don't think I've held a Gordian yet, but I don't know. Maybe, can you tell me about what's the difference between the Ace and the Gordian?
The Ace has our airy butt pad on it and a cheek piece that'll help reduce felt recoil up to 30%. The 12-gauge Ace comes drilled and tapped, where the 12 and 20 don't. The Ace comes with 5 choke tubes, but a mid-range waterfowl choke tube, okay, where the Gordian doesn't. It comes with an oversized charging bolt and loading port. The trigger housing is removable on the Ace, where the Gordian isn't on it. Oversized safety on there also. All RETAYs are deep bore drilled, and we factory lengthen the forcing cone. So right out of the box, you're getting 20% more pellets on target with any RETAY shotgun. The cool thing about the Ace is that it retails at $1069, and all RETAY shotguns come with a lifetime warranty. So for what we're offering in that Ace, there's nothing out there retail in that price point that competes with it. for the value of the gun. So it's right now it's our, obviously we just launched it this year. It's our number one selling shotgun. We can't keep them in stock. Right. Sub gauges are selling like crazy. 28 gauge is going to be in about a month, 45 days. So we got a lot of orders for that one too. So it's a sweet shooting gun, and Moss Sea Oak Bottomland, Max 7, and then black.
Yeah. Well, let's give one away.
Let's do that.
All right. Give me a drum roll. Winner of the RETAY Ace is Todd Nordell, and Todd's from Wyoming,
Todd,
Minnesota.
Todd. I'm just kidding. I don't know Todd, but I should know Todd. I was hoping Todd would let me loan me the shotgun, but no. Congratulations, Todd.
All right, Todd.
We got 2 more picks. The next person's going to win a Bluebird Animator, and then the grand prize.
The grand prize.
So let's get into these wings. All right.
Wings.
I've been cutting you off, doing giveaways. All right. Brand new wings.
Stop cutting the
don't yell at me, Mike.
the scientist, the innovator, the man off.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's let him do his thing here, because I got some of these wings and I'm jacked to use them in the next. When do we leave? The 16th, something like that.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna rock these things. So yeah.
Yeah, the science behind the wings is actually something that I did think of, and it really comes from my love of fishing. To be completely honest, it's something that I felt that spinning wing decoys were missing. It's, hey, if I were to use a fishing example, take this here black worm and go catch fish. And if it doesn't work, go home. And it's just not how it should be, right? We've got, God knows, I don't even know how many fishing poles I own. I've got 7 on this boat, and the boat doesn't belong to me. We do that because we need options, because animals change their behavior depending on conditions. And it's important to be able to identify what the animals are utilizing as they're feeding, or, some type of safety feeling, during different conditions. If it's windy, if it's cloudy, if it's sunny, if the migration just happened, right? We need options, and spinning wing decoys haven't had options. They've been, here's your black worm, go catch fish, or here's your set of wings. If they don't work, pull your decoy out.
Yep.
And so what we've done is provide folks options. And what we're trying to introduce to people is to bring these wings out just like you would bring out fishing lures. You don't just pick up a set of Bluebird Waterfowl wings and go, okay, these are the wings I use now. That's not how this system is designed. The system is designed for you to have at least 2, up to all 4 types in our new wings bag, and you keep 1 wings bag per decoy. And that way you can utilize different wings for different conditions and different behaviors. So if I'm out hunting in the morning and it's sheet fog, my wings really don't matter that much. But if I wanted them to matter, I'm going to put on something that's high visibility, and that's where our 6-inch high vis come in. Turns your decoy into like a flock of flicker style. If the fog breaks and the birds are reacting well to your 6-inch high vis, keep using them. Like good on you. You figured it out. But if for some reason they flare your ducks, don't just keep them on. Go out and try something else. I'd recommend probably our 9-inch or our 11-inch low light wings, which are colored on both sides, and that removes that ocular trigger. So the science behind these decoy wings is that the ocular trigger is something that the bird doesn't just see, it feels it in its body. It feels safety or it feels danger depending on their connection that they have with that particular flashing device. If the flashing device means safety to them, they're going to go right into it. If the flashing device means danger, they're going to flare off of it. So what can we do? We take away the flash by painting both sides of the wings and giving that spinning wing a rich, dark tone to that full color feather pattern wing, and allow you to continue that 3D pattern and profiling your spread while removing that ocular trigger that tends to flare later season ducks.
Right. And I would say that's certainly it. Right. Like that. I guess I never really thought about like the different kinds of flash. It was just the flash. Like you said, the black worm. Right. So it's just the flash. And it's like, how do you change the flash, right? And so, like, I'm excited to see these in person work because I know they're going to work. Mike, you have something to say.
And I'll tell you what, he hit the nail on the head when he said fishing. Look at all the lures and different paint schemes and
sizes, paint schemes, rattle, no rattle.
Exactly. Like sitting out on a reef on GB You know what I mean? Casting, you throw 100 lures, you change to a certain size. I'm not going to say what it is, what color it is, right? But and then that's the only thing that's going to work for the next 4 hours, catching those eyes.
Right, and the guys that say color doesn't matter, they're bald-faced liars.
Right.
Yeah.
Bald-faced liars. Bold-faced liars.
Bold-faced liar, yeah. Well, it's like you said, that flash is crazy, and we got some pamphlets in here. We're looking at the wings. And so you're saying, so you got the circular. What's the reason of the circular wings?
So the circular wings was just my first attempt to make a wing. As a mathematician, I understand that if you move into that oblong presence, it's going to be very difficult to find the proper balance. So that wasn't my first shot. My first shot at making these wings was, can we make the connectors? Will they fit? And how do they look? And so I cut these circles out because a circle is going to spin perfectly no matter what. It's evenly balanced. So I cut these circles out. I took them out to a field. I turned them on, and I stepped back, and I'm going, holy smokes, what have I done? Because
once again,
you could see them from forever away. And I was like, these are going to kill ducks, So that was how the circles came out. And then I just decided to make some smaller circles because the larger ones do slow down your wing speed quite a bit. Not recommended for use with an animator. We have our 8-inch slow motion and the 6-inch high vis. The 8-inch are high vis as well, but we call them the slow motion so people know what to expect when they start spinning and they're like, wait, what happened to my decoy? Well, it's because we've increased the surface area so significantly on the wing that it inherently catches wind and it's going to decrease the speed of the wing. Another question I get is, well, isn't that going to kill your battery fast? And I answer that question with, are you going hunting to kill ducks? Because I go hunting to kill ducks. And if my batteries die a bit quicker, I personally don't care. My shell just cost me $1.25 a piece.
Exactly.
$4.50 in California. I'm not worried about bringing a spare battery. So will it kill your battery faster? Yeah, probably. It's worth it for me. This project is going to change the way people hunt ducks in the rest of the states. And I say the rest of the states because in California we have a product that's called the Blade that is 2.5 feet wide, 10 inches tall. It's just black on one side, white on the other. It sits on a football goalpost. It costs $500, and the guy that makes them is sold out constantly because this super large, ugly thing, it just kills ducks. They land right next to it, and it looks nothing like a duck. So
I have to look this up. I'm looking it up right now. I've never heard of this thing. The Blade decoy?
Yeah, the Blade. Yeah, Mojo just came out with their version of it. I don't know what they're calling it, but
Mojo. It's called the Big Blade. Okay, so they didn't really change the name too much.
No, they didn't go too far away from it, did they? Yeah, no. The guy who invented it, Matt, lives out here in California. Super nice guy. It's been around for about 20 plus years, but Mojo decided to come out with their version, and good on them because the rest of the country needs to know. It doesn't need to look like a duck to kill ducks.
Why does this thing work? You're right. This thing's butt ugly.
Because it's all about the scientific attraction, that strobing effect. If there is some type of scientific trigger that's inside a bird's brain when they see a strobe, why not show them that strobe from as far away as possible?
Dude, it's really funny. So I looked up the Blade, all right, on Google Images, and right underneath it is a Colorado blade for a fishing lure, right? And we start thinking about this stuff, right? There's not just one. There's willow blades, Colorado blades.
So you guys remember? I have these, but we're salmon fishermen here too, right? The big flashers, right? Yeah. So a guy a couple of years ago was selling flashers, black and white.
Yeah.
And I bought a set, and everybody made fun of me for putting out there. I put them out on a.
Oh, you put them out in your decoy spread.
Decoy spread.
I was like, you don't salmon fish,
and they're spinning, all day long. You know what I mean? And
I've seen, that's interesting.
You got to have wind though.
You got to have right. You got to have a decent wind.
You got to have decent wind in order for those to work. Yeah. And every time we hunted, we didn't have decent wind. But they're always in the trailer.
Never know.
Always take them. They always make fun of me for putting them out.
Well, I would say instead of using this big blade, why don't we just give somebody some Bluebird animators right now?
Let's do it.
Drum roll, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
The winner of the Bluebird Animator pack is Michael Steinmeier. And Michael's from Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Okay, is that the $500 gift card? Is that the pack we're talking about?
I believe so, right? That's the in the package.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 packs available, the 500, and then we also have the grand prize. But yeah, the pack that we gave away to this giveaway was a $500 gift card to BluebirdWaterfowl.com. So congratulations!
He's going to buy every wing and 2.
Yeah, congratulations, Michael. All right.
So,
yeah,
George,
so to get back to your question of why does this thing kill ducks, it's that overwhelming strobing effect from a long distance.
Yeah.
So what we've done with these large wings is give folks an opportunity to turn their small decoy into a blade type device so they can utilize the exact same principle of the blade without having to buy an entire blade system.
Yeah.
So it just really brings an option, again, just options to the hunters to change the way they use their spinners as they desire.
So George, something I want to ask you, like I was kind of talking about earlier, how I've had to add more spinning wing decoys throughout the years to be effective, I feel like, at least. Do you think that you've had to use less spinners now that you've used the animators and now / these new wings?
No, you're talking to a man who owns over 50 spinning wing decoys. Not by choice, obviously,
right.
But no, I hunt with at least 2 up to 5, depending on the conditions. And the reason for that is the sound of the animator is intensified at least 10 times with regard to realism.
Yeah.
When you use 2 animators. So, and that's important because one animator claps, but it's very redundant. It can sound a bit robotic, but as soon as you add that second decoy in, the patterns get thrown off, the tones get thrown off, and all of a sudden you've got a flock of feeding ducks. And that's really what we're targeting here. So
right.
there are guides in Colorado that use like 10 decoys wingless with just animators, and their entire spread sounds like mallards in the corn. It's been extremely effective for them. They've told me that they rarely use vocal calls anymore because the sound is so effective. So, to answer your question, I hunt with at least 2, but normally I try to hunt with at least 3 to 4.
So, George, tell me this. Like, we do a lot of field hunting up here. We hardly ever touch water.
Well, even you do because you're too much of a Sally to go walk through a marsh, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't mean to laugh so hard at that.
No, you can laugh.
It's true, George. It's true.
My group, we like hunting dry fields. And we kill everything in dry fields.
Right.
We even go to North Dakota. We hunt dry fields.
Yeah.
If something's not happening, we got to hit a pothole. We'll hit a pothole.
Right.
Okay. So the wings in the dry field. Now, there's the animator can't be used in a dry field, obviously.
Right. If you use an animator in a dry field, the cool thing is that your decoy explodes.
Well,
I had to get it out there.
Yeah,
we don't ask. We don't need people taking this out to a dry field and then calling George and be like, "Hey, man,
dude.
Hey,
water required." Yeah,
right.
And the wings I should mention. They float in water situations since we're moving over to fields. I can tell you we've tested it, and they also float in fields. Good. So you won't lose them in fields either.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good.
Well, sorry, was that too dry of humor there?
Yeah, no, I get it. And I bought the floating bag for the field too.
Yeah.
So just in case, because I can see Hunter saying, "Hey, I'm going to take these out to this pothole," and all of a sudden he's just like,
"Dude, where's the bag?"
The bag. He'll come back without the bag because it floated away.
George, I think like what you were saying about the not using any vocal calls, just the sound of the animators. I think a lot of times when I'm hunting these potholes in Wisconsin, there's these smaller potholes, maybe not big water. The ducks don't really talk as much. I'm kind of bouncing this off of you, Michael, if you agree with me on this.
You're right.
It's not like I'm not just wailing on this call in this little pothole. It'd be echo for
just
miles.
Whistles and
just real
chuckles.
quiet.
Yeah.
And even then, like sometimes I feel like I'm calling too much. Like these ducks aren't even talking anyway. But like you want that extra attraction of something.
Right.
And I think this is it, right?
No, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the shiz.
Yeah.
The shiz.
Yeah. The shiz. So George, I got a question.
Go ahead.
So just throwing this out here because maybe guys have done it, maybe they haven't. I ordered the 9-inch low light wings, right? I'm just looking at the sheet here that I got. And I think I ordered the 6-inch high vis wings. I think that's what I did. Do guys put one wing that's the front and one wing on the back up? You know, like they do the front up and they do the back up, or they mix it up like that at all for different visual effect, that stimulation effect, or they just do it the way it should be where the back is down, they match. Do you hear anything like that?
Are you talking about on the same decoy?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone who calls and has questions like that. Try it out. Try it out, because that's what our project is about, is utilizing your systems different in a unique way that separates you from the rest of the crowd. So, you know, try it out. Okay. You never know what's going to end up working. And if you find something that works, I surely hope you'll give me a phone call and, you know, let me know that, hey, dude, we put one on the back, one on the front or whatever, and we've had major success in these particular areas. That's huge. So, but Bluebird Waterfowl's products and innovations have everything to do with the imagination of hunters. So the short answer to that is try it out, try something new, get creative, and kill more birds.
Right on. Cool.
Well, I think we should give away the grand prize.
Grand prize.
Ultimate drum roll. Oh, that's the real deal right there. Grand prize winner of the Argentina Dove Hunt Giveaway is Mike Nelson.
Mike Nelson.
And Mike is from Louisville, Kentucky.
All right. Kentucky. Congratulations, Mike Nelson.
Congrats, Mike.
Yeah, dude. That is awesome. Hats off to you, Mike.
Well, obviously, we want to thank you, George. This is kind of this whole giveaway was your product of imagination, and you know, obviously, you donated it. You've done a lot of work, you know, putting this together. And like I said, thank you, George.
Yeah, thanks, George. This
has been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, and thanks to you guys too for hopping on board. And you know, truly, this comes down to Ethan Vogel, who's been working with us for a while, suggested that we do this giveaway. And I thought it was a great idea. And then for, you know, Hunter to have reached out to me and, you know, to know that a company like RETAY, that we're even on your radar, was really humbling and exciting. And so, no, thank you guys for all that you've done and all that you donated too. And, you know, just kind of to finish things up there, if anybody ever has questions about, you know, my projects or products or how to use them, you can call me. The numbers are on the website. I generally answer the phone. I say generally because right now, for instance, if you were to call, you're going to get our good friend Sarah Stockdale, who's Rocky Stockdale's wife. Rocky runs our warehouse in Arkansas, and they've been with our company now for about 3 years, and Sarah's been kind enough to answer the phones while I'm out here pre-fishing, but I'm always available. So if there's ever a question, a comment, you just want to talk duck hunting or fishing, like, I'm around. So Don't be shy. Call the phone number, send an email, and tell your friends about us, because it really comes down to word of mouth of companies that are innovating, and I think we're falling into that category finally.
You betcha. So George, if people want to look you up on social media and your website, let's hear it. BluebirdWaterfowl.com is the main website. You can find us Bluebird Waterfowl at Instagram, Bluebird Waterfowl on Facebook, BBW_animator on TikTok. But you know, the best way to get a hold of us, you know, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk to you about what we're doing and get you set up with some products that could change the way you hunt. Awesome. Right on. Well, thanks a lot, George, obviously for taking some time out of your fishing day to do this podcast, and thank you for you know, bringing a product that's innovative to the market. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I cannot wait to see what you got in store for the next couple of years for this industry. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, well, they're going to come to me when time comes, so I'll be surprised too. Yep. Well, put some big bucket mouths in that boat now. Yep. Yes. Yep. That's the goal, man. We really want to. It sounds like we're only going to need about 20 pounds a day to get first place. So there you go. If we can stick around easy task. Yeah, that's dropping a bucket. Yeah,
it's just that simple. No big deal.
Right.
But we're doing okay now. By the time this thing airs, the tournament will probably be over, and I'm excited to share with everybody how it went. So thank you guys too for having me on.
You betcha.
Right on.
Thanks, George. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye. Great dude, huh?
Yeah, George. I love his enthusiasm about it, right? Like, you got to have that passion, and George is, like, passionate about not only waterfowling, but he's really passionate about bringing the kind of innovation that the industry needs.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about George is that, he stands and lives behind his project, and, it's right here on his website. When you guys go out to his website, check it out here. But, as long as he owns the company, he's going to replace any damaged part at no additional cost. You broke it, we will replace it. Accidents happen. He does not want to profit from your misfortune. How many owners?
I don't know anybody.
Right?
I'll give you one.
He believes in this that much, that he's going to stand behind this no matter what.
That's worth a try, if any. And, like, they're not that expensive, Mike. How much are they?
Oh, geez. You're putting me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Get this pewter to work.
Dun, 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 dun.
The wings are $26.
The Animator is, scroll up,
$75.
$75.
$74.95.
So think of all the money you spend on the sport in a year: gas, scouting, shells, decoys. Like, for a total, let's just say you bought the package, right?
Right.
Around $100 to try something that's truly innovative that George stands behind so proudly. It's worth trying, you guys. Right. Just try it.
And he's running a deal right now on his website: 2 animators and the hard case for $174. And free shipping on all orders over $160. And he's standing behind everything.
Yeah, it's huge to me.
The guy's he's fantastic. I think he's got a great thing going here. Innovation is unbelievable. And it fits a bunch of different platforms out there. It's on his website. Guys, go check him out. Great dude. We're going to give it a shot here in the next couple weeks and have to pick up a few more so we have more in our spread.
Yeah. For sure. I can't wait to hear all the like, you have one on yours, and then there's like 3 of them going, the wah, 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 of the sound of the water. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning into the podcast, and we certainly appreciate it. All 20 of you listeners out there, definitely stay tuned. Head over to our YouTube channel for more information on RETAY shotguns and new guns that we're launching. We got some new stuff coming. Just be patient with us. It's coming. Dropping new tips on there every week. Now we're going to be hunting a lot, so there's going to be some hunting videos. And once again, thank you guys for listening to the podcast and supporting us.
Go out there and sign up for our newsletter, Gage's Gazette.
Yeah, it's fancy.
It's fancy.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.